Hey guys, Tyler Sweet here with the Three Bells Outfitters and Feelfree Kayaks fishing team. And today I'm going to go over my Feelfree Lure 13.5 kayak that I use for tournament fishing here in New York. I have this thing fully decked out from bow to stern with everything that I need to be competitive in the kayak fishing world. So we're gonna start here at the bow. We're gonna go down, work our way through the kayak, and we're gonna go over every little, all the accessories and all the extras that I've put on this kayak to make it efficient for me to be out on the water, to help you guys have ideas and recommendations for how to rig your lure kayak. So starting out here at the bow, we have the heart and soul of the kayak and the motor that I use to propel myself through. This is a Minn Kota Tarova. This is the 80-pound thrust 24-volt model. I went with this model because it's got just a little bit more power, helps me chew through thick weeds, and it gives me just a little bit extra speed out there on the water. So when you have a motor on your kayak, obviously you need lights. So to be Coast Guard compliant, I have the Yak Power light system already mounted into the kayak. So I've got my red, green nav lights all set up on here. So when I'm out pre-dawn, we have my full lights all compliant. So starting to work our way back here. Out here, I've got a spotlight. This is useful for running down rivers and streams in the dark. I can see obstacles in the way. I can make sure I know when turns are coming up. This is also incredibly useful because I use this boat during duck season. So I can set the spotlight out while I'm setting up duck decoys out in the morning in the pre-dawn hours. So that's why I have the spotlight mounted here. Just behind the spotlight here, this is a one objective anchor pole mount. So I have a stakeout pole here that when I'm fishing targets in shallow water, I can pull my stakeout pole out, drop it down through here. It anchors me in place and keeps me in position when I'm bed fishing or say I'm flipping logs, something like that. I can anchor myself down using this mount. So on the other side here, we have the plug for my motor, which is wired into the batteries in the back. And then we have the Minn Kota heading sensor. So a lot of people think that this is a GPS puck. It is not. This is actually a compass. And what this does is this allows me to use the jog feature of the Minn Kota motor. So if I am in spot lock mode and anchor mode, I can hit the remote and jog to the left, right, forward, or back with just a simple press of the button, and then it re-engages the anchor mode automatically. So it's really convenient if you're fishing a structure and you need to move just a little bit over, you hit a button and the boat automatically moves you over. So that's what this puck allows you to do. So keep moving back. We have here, I've got a Yak Attack Roto Grip that holds my net in place across the bow. And then on this side over here, we have my Humminbird Helix 9 unit that I use. This has down imaging, side imaging, and mega imaging. Here we have a Yak Attack. This is the universal sonar mount with a 90-degree base. What this has allowed me to do is I have my mega imaging pole. This handle and pole and shaft all came standard with the ice bundle that I purchased for this. So with a couple U-bolts and some PVC tubing from big box hardware store, I was able to mount this up. This allows me to turn this sideways. I can point it, aim it. When I'm running and I need to get this out of the way, because this is mounted with the Yak Attack's base, I can swing this up out of the way and pull it up, and now it's out of the way when I'm running from spot to spot and it's not torqued in. I get to my spot, pop it out, drop it down, lock it back in place, and we're all set to go. I do actually have a second Helix 9 unit that I will be mounting on this side over here. And that will be networked in. I'll put all the network cables inside of my front hatch here. I'm just waiting on the extra base to mount that over here. But once I have that mounted, I'll actually have 2 networked units together, and I'll probably have my Mega Live on this unit over here. And then this unit will be just for my side imaging and my mapping. So as we move back into the kayak here, this is where the pedal drive or sonar pod would typically go on your Feelfree kayaks. What I've done is I've installed a blanking plate in here, and I've actually mounted my side imaging transducer to this plate. So this is on a retractable mount, so I can pull this up when I come into a boat ramp or anything like that. I can lock it out of the way, drop it back down, and now this is locked in place. It's up inside the kayak where I'm not going to damage it pulling into a boat ramp, pulling into shallow water, anything like that. So right here, it's kind of hard to see from that angle, but we have the Yak Power control panel. This is what allows me to turn on my nav lights, my sonar lights. I've got some button cockpit lighting in here, so at night I can add extra lights to the kayak. Everything is all rigged out, and all of that is controlled by the Yak Power system right here. I've got my catch board mounted here to the side rails here with the catch keeper. This is a great position because when I'm crappie or walleye fishing, I can very easily put a fish on the board, check the length. If I know, like, okay, great, this is a keeper, I could throw it in a cooler somewheres and we're good to go. I can also quickly check bass when I'm in a tournament. If I know that I need, you know, a 16-inch to cull, I put it on the board, it's 14 inches, back it goes. But because of the keepers here, I can easily slide the board out, drop it in the cockpit for taking my pictures during tournaments. I've got a couple of Yak Attack cup holders here, and inside of the hull here, I have the Burley Pro Side Bro compartment. What this is this allows me to throw extra tackle gear in here. It's got a spot for pliers and my fish grips. It's a great way to just hold your accessories, anything you need while out on the water. In the seat, obviously, we've got the side compartments for some baits, you know, in here on this side. Moving back, we have my Dakota Lithium 54 amp hour battery. This battery is what powers my Helix 9 units, my forward facing sonar, and all of my lights and other accessories on the kayak. And I have inside of the cockpit here a plug that this plugs right into and powers and goes to the Yak Power system and everything in there. I've got the Yak Attack Blackpack Pro here. This is the 13 by 16 inch version, and I've got, you know, plenty of tackle in here that gets me through all my days on the water. With it, 4 included rod holders, and I have 4 additional rod holders mounted onto the gear track here. This allows me to take up to 8 rods. With the built-in rod holders, I could carry even more rods out on the water. If I'm out there on a tournament day and I've got 10 rods, something's probably not going right, because I hope I'm more dialed in than that. But in general, typically I've got 6 to 8 rods with me on a day of fishing. We have the Yak Attack boomstick here. This allows me to mount my GoPro and film my fishing from a good over-the-shoulder shot. That gives me, you know, hook sets and everything like that. And then this is actually plugged into a Dakota Lithium power box here, and the power box powers the GoPro all day long, no problem. I could even plug in a second GoPro here if I wanted to. And then additionally here in the cockpit, we have my Dakota Lithium 24 volt 50 amp hour battery. This battery powers my Minn Kota Tarova at the front, and that is what gives me the juice I need to run all day long. I have put this battery through the paces. There have been days when I've been out for 9 hours and I've been running all over looking the fish, and I have not killed this battery yet. So this battery definitely has the juice that I need to get through a complete tournament day of fishing. And then lastly, I have mounted a permanent stern light mount back here, and this is a 36-inch stern light from Bass Pro Shops, wired in to the nav lights on the Yak Power system. So when I go out pre-dawn, I can hit a button in the cockpit, this lights up, and I've got my safety light that I'm needed for 360 light to be Coast Guard compliant. And I think that about covers it. So yeah, this is my Feelfree Kayaks Lure 13.5 that I use for tournament fishing, and I'm excited to get this out for the rest of the 2023 season. So thank you all, and we'll see you on the water.